Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today we are all about unlocking new levels of success. You know, the kind that impacts every corner of your life.
Absolutely.
We're diving into Brian Tracy's Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life.
Oh, good one.
A book that really digs into the control we have over our own destinies.
Mm-hmm.
What's got me fired up about this one is that it's not just about thinking positive thoughts.
Right.
It's about practical steps to reshape your mindset and get real-world results.
Yeah.
And to help us navigate this roadmap to a better life, we have our expert with us, who I like to call the insight decoder, always breaking down complex ideas into actionable gold.
Well, I'm happy to be back. You know what's fascinating about Brian Tracy's approach is he doesn't just tell you to think differently.
Mm-hmm.
He gives you the tools to actually reprogram your subconscious.
Okay.
He kicks off the book with a story about a woman who gets into an accident and loses her memory.
Oh, wow.
Talk about a clean slate.
Okay, that's a powerful image, starting from scratch.
Right.
But what's the connection to changing your thinking?
It all boils down to the concept of the self-concept.
Okay.
Tracy describes it as the master program running in the background of our minds. It's the collection of beliefs we hold about ourselves, who we are, what we're capable of, and it dictates everything we do.
Wow.
It's like if your self-concept is stuck in economy mode,
Yeah.
you'll never unleash your full potential.
Right. So it's not just about thinking positive, it's about changing the core programming that's running the show.
Yeah.
That makes me think about all those times I've held myself back by thinking, I'm not cut out for this, or I'll never be as good as that person.
Exactly. That's your self-concept talking, or perhaps whispering those limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
And here's the kicker.
Okay.
Tracy says that we reinforce these beliefs with our inner dialogue. That voice in your head, those thoughts that run on repeat, that's shaping your reality. You become what you consistently tell yourself.
That's kind of a scary thought, like we're programming our own limitations. So how do we hit the reset button on those negative thoughts?
Well, Tracy digs into two major fears that keep us stuck. The fear of failure and the fear of criticism. He doesn't just brush over them either.
Okay.
He links them back to childhood experiences, those moments when we were maybe shut down or our ideas were dismissed.
Right.
Those experiences can create these internal roadblocks that make us afraid to put ourselves out there, even years later.
It's like those early experiences become part of our operating system, making us hesitate to go after what we truly want.
Exactly. And get this, Tracy's advice for overcoming those fears. He suggests we double our rate of failure. It sounds counterintuitive.
Okay, I'll admit that sounds a little crazy at first. Why would we want to intentionally fail more?
It's about reframing failure, not as this big scary monster, but as a necessary part of growth. When we step outside our comfort zones and allow ourselves to stumble, we're actually accumulating valuable data.
Okay.
Each failure becomes a lesson learned, an opportunity to adjust and get closer to our goals.
So it's like instead of letting those fears paralyze us, we embrace the bumps in the road as part of the journey.
Yes.
That being said, the book doesn't just leave us hanging with, go fail more. There have to be some concrete strategies for navigating those inevitable setbacks, right?
Absolutely. One of the most powerful techniques Tracy emphasizes is reframing our internal dialogue. Instead of letting those negative thoughts spiral, we consciously choose to replace them with positive affirmations. It might feel a little awkward at first,
Yeah.
but repeatedly telling ourselves things like, I am capable or I am worthy of success can start to shift those deeply ingrained beliefs. Remember how we were talking about the self-concept being like a computer program? Well, this is how we start rewriting the code.
So by changing our inner dialogue, we're essentially upgrading our operating system for success.
I like that.
Now, once we start tackling those limiting beliefs and fears, the book dives into a topic close to my heart, goal setting. I know Brian Tracy is a huge advocate for the power of writing down your goals.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's not just talking about making a mental note either.
Yeah.
He believes that physically writing down our goals makes them more real, more tangible. It activates what he calls the laws of expectation, attraction, and correspondence.
Okay, those sound like some serious universal principles. Can you break them down for us? I have to admit, they sound a little intimidating.
They might sound complex, but they're actually quite simple and incredibly powerful when you understand how they work.
Okay.
The law of expectation suggests that what we expect to happen often does. Our beliefs and expectations influence our actions and ultimately our results.
Okay.
So if you believe you're going to achieve your goal, you're much more likely to take the steps necessary to make it happen.
So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Our beliefs shape our reality.
What about the law of attraction? I feel like I've heard that term before, but I'm not sure I fully understand it.
The law of attraction is all about energy. It suggests that like attracts like. When we focus our energy on what we want, we vibrate at a certain frequency that attracts those very things into our lives. It's not about wishing and hoping. It's about aligning our thoughts, beliefs, and actions with our desired outcomes.
That makes a lot of sense. So it's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about embodying those thoughts in our actions and behaviors.
Yeah.
So where does the law of correspondence fit into all of this?
The law of correspondence ties everything together.
Okay.
It states that our outer world is a reflection of our inner world.
Our thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes manifest as our experiences. So if we want to change our circumstances, we need to start by changing ourselves from the inside out.
So by writing down our goals, we're not just making a to-do list.
Right.
We're setting these powerful laws into motion.
Right.
We're declaring our expectations, aligning our energy with our aspirations, and creating a roadmap for our outer world to reflect our inner transformation. For our listeners who might be thinking, this all sounds amazing, but where do I even begin? What's Brian Tracy's advice for actually setting and achieving those goals?
Tracy breaks it down into 6 clear steps.
Okay.
First, dream big. He wants you to create a dream list. No holding back, no censoring yourself. Write down every single thing you want to accomplish, be, or experience in this lifetime.
Okay, so no dream is too small or too ambitious for this list. I like it. What's next?
From that expansive dream list, he wants you to identify the one goal that would have the biggest positive impact on your life right now. This becomes your primary focus.
It's about choosing a direction for your journey, even if you eventually explore other paths down the line.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm hooked. What are the remaining steps?
Here's where the rubber meets the road.
Okay.
Step 3 is to write that goal down, making it crystal clear and specific.
Okay.
Don't just say, I want to be healthier. Say, I will lose 10 pounds and exercise 3 times a week.
That's great advice.
Yep.
Specificity is key when it comes to setting yourself up for success.
Exactly. Vague goals lead to vague results.
Yeah.
Step 4 is to make that goal measurable and set a deadline. This adds a sense of urgency and gives you a tangible target to work towards. 5th, you need a plan. Break down that big, maybe a little intimidating goal into smaller, more manageable steps.
It's like creating a roadmap for your journey, complete with milestones along the way.
Exactly. Finally, the most crucial step of all, take action.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a massive leap. Even a small step forward is still progress.
Right.
The key is to build momentum and keep moving, even when it gets challenging.
So it's about turning those dreams into actionable steps and having the courage to actually take that first step. That's such a powerful message and something I think a lot of us need to hear sometimes.
Absolutely. It's easy to get caught up in the planning and strategizing, but real transformation happens when we're willing to step outside of our comfort zones and take action.
I love that. So we've tackled those limiting beliefs, embraced failure as a learning opportunity, and even started mapping out our goals. What other gems does Brian Tracy have in store for us in this journey of personal transformation?
You know, one of the things Brian Tracy emphasizes is that achieving those goals often requires a shift in perspective, a willingness to think big.
That's something I've always struggled with, feeling like my dreams need to be realistic or achievable. It's almost like I'm limiting myself before I even start.
It's a common trap. We often underestimate our own potential, settling for what's familiar instead of what we truly desire.
Right.
Tracy challenges us to break free from those self-imposed limitations and expand our vision of what's possible.
It's like we're drawing these invisible lines in the sand, saying, I can go this far, but no further.
Exactly. And those limitations are often based on fear, past experiences, or societal conditioning.
Right.
Tracy's message is, why not you?
Yeah.
Why can't you be the one who breaks the mold, who achieves the extraordinary?
I love that. It's about challenging those limiting beliefs and giving ourselves permission to dream big, to step outside of our comfort zones and see what we're truly capable of achieving. Does he offer any specific strategies for tapping into that think big mindset?
He does. Remember that dream list we talked about earlier? That's a great place to start. It's about tapping into our childlike sense of wonder and possibility before the world tells us what we can and can't do.
It's funny you should mention that because I actually started a dream list a few years ago, but I haven't looked at it in ages. It feels a little silly sometimes, like I'm indulging in fantasies instead of focusing on reality.
That's where we often go wrong.
Yeah.
We dismiss our dreams as frivolous or unrealistic, but they hold so much power.
Oh, wow.
Tracy argues that our dreams are often whispers from our soul, guiding us towards our true purpose and potential. It's not about achieving every single thing on that list.
Right.
It's about using it as a compass,
Yeah.
a source of inspiration and motivation.
That's a great way to think about it. It's not about getting bogged down in the how just yet.
Yeah.
It's about allowing ourselves to envision the what without limitations. But once we've tapped into that expansive thinking and identified our goals, what's the key to actually bringing those dreams to life?
Action. Tracy's a huge proponent of the do-it-now philosophy. He argues that the longer we wait to take action, the more time we have to talk ourselves out of it, to let doubt and fear creep in.
That's so true. I'm the queen of procrastination. I can come up with a million excuses for why now isn't the right time to start a new project or go after a big goal.
We've all been there. But Tracy reminds us that there's never a perfect time to start anything. The key is to take that first step, even if it's imperfect, and trust that momentum will build along the way.
It's like that saying, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. But what about those times when we hit a roadblock or face a setback? How do we stay motivated when the initial excitement wears off and the going gets tough?
That's where courageous patience comes in.
Okay.
Tracy acknowledges that the path to success is rarely linear.
Right.
There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. Courageous patience is about having the resilience to stay the course, even when we don't see immediate results.
So it's not just about setting a goal and then expecting everything to magically fall into place.
Definitely not. It's about embracing the journey, knowing that there will be ups and downs, and having the grit to keep going even when it gets challenging.
Yeah.
It's like climbing a mountain. It's going to be hard work. There might be moments when you want to give up, but the view from the top is worth the effort.
I love that analogy. It's about having the courage to keep pushing forward even when we can't see the summit just yet. And speaking of growth and resilience, Brian Tracy is a huge advocate for continuous learning. Why is that such a crucial element in his framework for success?
Tracy believes that knowledge is power, but only when it's applied. In today's rapidly changing world, we can't afford to rest on our laurels. We need to constantly be expanding our minds, upgrading our skills, and adapting to new information and technologies. He emphasizes that learning shouldn't stop after we finish school. It should be a lifelong pursuit.
It's like that saying, what got you here won't get you there.
Yeah.
What worked for us in the past might not be enough to carry us into the future. So how do we make continuous learning a part of our lives, especially when we're already juggling so many responsibilities?
Tracy recommends making it a non-negotiable part of our daily routine. He suggests blocking out at least 1 hour each day for reading, listening to educational podcasts, attending webinars, or connecting with mentors in our field.
That's a great idea. I'm definitely guilty of getting so caught up in the day-to-day that I forget to prioritize my own growth and development. It's like I'm so busy working in my business that I forget to work on my business and on myself.
Exactly. It's easy to fall into that trap. But just like we schedule time for exercise, our social lives, and everything else that's important to us, we need to prioritize learning and make it a non-negotiable part of our daily or weekly schedule.
It's about treating our minds like muscles. They need to be challenged and exercised regularly to stay sharp and adaptable. Okay, so we're dreaming big, taking action, cultivating courageous patience, and embracing continuous learning. What other nuggets of wisdom does Brian Tracy offer in this journey of personal transformation?
Well, one of the things that I think is really interesting is this whole concept of becoming an inverse paranoid.
Okay, that sounds a bit like a contradiction. How can you be paranoid in reverse?
Right. It sounds a little strange. It's a powerful mental model that Brian Tracy borrows from the multimillionaire W. Clement Stone.
Okay.
And Stone believed that successful people don't just hope for the best. They have this almost unshakable faith that the universe is conspiring to help them succeed.
Wow.
Imagine, instead of seeing obstacles and setbacks as proof that you can't achieve your goals,
Yeah.
you view them as kind of challenges that are pushing you further along your path.
So it's like flipping the script on negativity.
Yeah.
Instead of seeing the world as working against you, you see it as working in your favor.
Yeah.
Even when it's hard to see the bigger picture.
Exactly. It's about choosing to see the opportunity in every obstacle,
Yeah.
the lesson in every failure, and the potential for growth in every challenge.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're living in denial of difficulties.
Right.
It's about shifting your perspective to see the good, even when it's hidden beneath the surface.
I love that it's like putting on a pair of rose-colored glasses, not to ignore the challenges,
Yeah.
but to view them through a lens of possibility. It reminds me of that quote, "The obstacle is the way."
Yeah, good one.
But how do we actually cultivate that inverse paranoid mindset?
Right.
How do we go from feeling like we're constantly battling uphill to believing that the universe has our back?
Tracy suggests a deceptively simple exercise.
Okay.
Whenever something happens,
Okay.
whether it's positive or negative, big or small,
Mm-hmm.
ask yourself, what's good about this?
Even when it feels like everything is going wrong.
Especially then.
Wow.
It's about training your brain to look for the good, to find that silver lining, even when it feels impossible.
I can see how that would be a powerful way to rewire our thinking over time.
Yeah.
It's about shifting from a scarcity mindset where we're constantly focused on what's wrong or what we're lacking
Right.
to an abundance mindset where we believe that there's always something to be grateful for, even in the midst of challenges.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that setbacks are often opportunities in disguise, opportunities to learn, grow, and pivot in a new direction.
Yeah.
It's about trusting that even if we don't understand why something is happening, it's ultimately serving our highest good.
That's a really empowering perspective shift. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? We can ask, what is this teaching me? Or
Right.
how can I use this experience to become stronger and wiser?
Exactly. It's about taking back our power, not by denying the reality of challenges, but by choosing how we respond to them.
This all ties back to what we were discussing earlier about the power of our thoughts.
Mhm.
If we believe that the world is a scary, unpredictable place, we'll likely find evidence to support that belief.
Right.
But if we choose to believe that the universe is friendly, that opportunities abound, and that we have the power to create the life we desire, we open ourselves up to a whole new realm of possibilities.
You've hit the nail on the head. Our beliefs shape our reality.
So how do we cultivate that unshakable faith, that deep inner knowing that everything is working out for our highest good, even when life throws us curveballs?
It's a journey, not a destination. It's about cultivating a daily practice of gratitude, affirming our desired outcomes, and visualizing ourselves achieving our goals. It's about surrounding ourselves with positive influences, nourishing our minds with uplifting content, and choosing to focus on what we want to create rather than what we fear.
It sounds like it takes a conscious effort to shift from a place of fear and scarcity to a place of love and abundance.
It does.
Yeah.
But like any muscle, the more we exercise our faith muscle, the stronger it becomes. And the amazing thing is, as we start to embody this more positive, expansive way of thinking, we naturally attract more abundance into our lives.
It's like that saying, what you focus on expands. This has been such an insightful conversation. It's clear that true transformation requires more than just surface-level changes. It requires a complete rewiring of our thought patterns, beliefs, and habits. Absolutely. And that's what's so brilliant about Brian Tracy's approach. He doesn't just offer quick fixes or motivational platitudes. He provides practical tools and strategies for creating lasting change from the inside out.
Yeah, he really does.
He doesn't shy away from the hard work involved either. Nope. He's honest about the fact that transformation takes effort, discipline, and a willingness to challenge our limiting beliefs and step outside of our comfort zones.
Exactly. But he also reminds us that we're capable of achieving incredible things when we harness the power of our minds and align our actions with our aspirations.
Well, we've covered so much ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From the power of the self-concept to the importance of courageous patience, continuous learning, and embracing the inverse paranoid.
Right.
Brian Tracy's Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life offers a roadmap for personal transformation. And I'm so grateful we had the opportunity to explore its wisdom together today.
Me too. It's been a pleasure diving into these powerful ideas with you.
And to our listener, we encourage you to revisit the key takeaways from this deep dive, explore Brian Tracy's book further, and most importantly, take action on those insights that resonated with you. Remember, as Tracy reminds us, you are a potential genius. You have within you the power to change your thinking and change your life. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey, and until next time, keep diving deep.